On Friday, New York Judge Juan Maran upheld the criminal conviction against President-elect Donald Trump, setting a sentencing hearing for this Friday. But Maran implied that there's a good chance he won't punish Trump for his 34 counts of falsifying business records ahead of the 2016 election. In a rare alternative to serving jail time or probation, the judge signaled he would opt for what's called an unconditional discharge. And right now, criminal defense attorney Josh Kolsrud is joining us right now to talk about what this means. Thanks for being here this morning, Josh.
Thanks for having me.
Let's first talk about what is that unconditional discharge that we're hearing about. What does that mean?
Sure. So an unconditional discharge is a rare sentence where a judge does not give any type of punitive sentence, meaning that there's not going to be any jail time, there's not going to be any prison, there's not going to be probation or any fines. The case will be settled and over with at the end of the sentencing hearing. In my career, I've probably only seen an unconditional discharge a few times.
Okay.
Usually it's in a situation where a defendant is terminally ill and that, any type of punishment would be unnecessary because of that reason.
And in this case, obviously, it's because of the presidential immunity that we've been hearing about as well. Does this mean, if this is what's going to happen, do we think Democrats will now go after Republicans? Republicans, will fight back? Where does this take us?
Well, in 249 years, this is the first time in this nation's history where a former president was prosecuted by a state prosecutor. Also, a federal prosecutor has also never filed charges against a former president. So this is unprecedented in that respect. Now, I think that when America saw this prosecution in particular, they didn't like it. And we saw the results of the election, and President Trump won. And we're hoping, I think America's hoping, that we're going to go back to some type of normalcy where one political party does not try to punish or prosecute their political rival. I think that America is done with that, and unless there's something that is so obviously a crime, like bribery, corruption, and unlike Trump's current case in New York, where it almost takes a law degree to kind of understand what he was being prosecuted for, it needs to be very clear what the person is guilty of.
And talk about, I know that there's a felony designation. How does that affect President Trump's, or President-elect Trump's presidency as he's going into this, and the legacy he leaves behind with that?
Well, it's a good question. I've thought a lot about this. So, what's happening this week is, in the Game of Thrones, for instance, there was like this walk of shame for, Cersei Lannister. This is kind of what that is. Trump is, this whole week, everybody's going to be talking about this felony conviction, and that, he's going to be sentenced on Friday. And he's going to have to carry that with him the rest of his life. He's going to have this conviction unless it's overturned down the road. But right now, we can't just assume that that's what's going to happen. So, until Friday, Trump's conviction is going to be the main source of conversation in most political conversations.
And your insights into any even possible appeals to fight this?
Oh, there's definitely going to be some appeals. And Trump's attorneys today indicated that they filed a motion to stay the hearing on Friday, and they've asked Judge Juan Maran for a response by noon Arizona time today. They've also indicated that they're filing 2 appeals in both New York and in federal courts to dismiss the case.
Okay, far from over, because that's the big thing here with those new appeals just coming down this morning. Josh, thank you. We always appreciate your insight and just sort of laying out the land so we can understand what's going on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.